I am Trey Ratcliffe. I'm one of the founders of the Arcanum, and I challenge you to take what you know about traditional photography education, even photography education on the web, and throw it out the window, because I'm about to show you something completely different. So what exactly have we built here? Well, basically, we brought back the master and apprentice system in style. This is the most personal, the most effective, and most fun way to level up your skills. So now join me as I tell you a story of a fledgling apprentice and their journey in the Arcanum. And I'll tell you the story here through a little product demo. Okay, once an apprentice decides to sign up for the Arcanum, it's very simple. It takes less than 60 seconds, and you can sign up with Facebook or with Google. All right, we'll use my daughter Isabella as an example. She lives here in Queenstown, New Zealand. Continue. Now in step 2, she picks what kind of photography she's into or wants to learn. Landscape and let's say wildlife, pets, safari stuff. Okay, one more step. So here she could type in whatever website she has or what other links she wants to put in there. And she can also upload samples of her photos so that a potential master can see what kind of stuff she's into. Now, if she wants to, she can go in and do a more complete profile, right? That's just sort of the light application. But there's all kinds of extra information she can fill in here, like what are her artistic goals, what other kinds of interests does she have, these sorts of things. The more you tell the Arcanum about yourself, the better that we can match you to a master. Okay, now let's flip the coin and look at it from the perspective of a master. I'll pretend to be a master. This is me, Trey, speaking in the third person about myself. So this is my mastery cohort. These are all the people that are learning from me. A master has about 20 people in their cohort, about 20 apprentices that they teach at one time. Everything is self-paced. So it's time for me to go invite a new apprentice. All right, so I'm going to go click on Invite Apprentices. And another kind of fun way to think about this is it's like Uber for creative brains. And now this is the role of the driver that's out there looking for all the creative brains that need a ride. So I'm not actually a master in the Arcanum, but this is what our 75 plus masters go through and look at. They look at all the apprentices that are signing up, and they can zoom in and see samples of the art, because it's kind of a big decision. You know, which 20 apprentices are they going to choose for their little team, right? They're going to be spending a lot of time together, 3, 4, even more months together, doing personal critiques. And it's really nice that the master gets to choose 20 people that I think will work well together and kind of go through this journey together. Okay, now we'll switch back over to Isabella's account. And here we are. We're inside of her messages inside the Arcanum. It says, you've been invited to the cohort of Trey Ratcliffe. And now she agrees to pay $79 a month. We split that 50-50 with the master. All right. You say, yes, I understand. I accept the invitation. Okay, and now she's in. We're here on the My Journey tab, okay? And you see that she has 10 challenges that are laid out in front of her. They're all locked except for the first challenge, okay? This is the first one that she has to do. So let's go in here and see what this first challenge is. All right, this challenge basically gets people used to the Arcanum, all right? In this case, she needs to go submit 5 of her photos into the community and get to meet the other apprentices that are under the same master, all right? So let's jump over to the community to see what that looks like. So let's take a quick look here at A.D. Wheeler's mastery cohort. He's one of the masters in the Arcanum. And this is where all of his apprentices, all 20 of them, come to hang out and post photos and kind of critique each other's works and share ideas and work on challenges together. You know, everyone in here is at different levels because it's all self-paced, but one of the great things that people soon realize after joining the Arcanum is that you end up with a group of 20 friends, right? You all have sort of a common interest, and you're all learning together from the same master, and there have been amazing lifelong bonds that have been formed. All right, let's say that Isabella has already accomplished all of these tasks. I won't tell you what each of them individually are. But after she completes these tasks, she can check them off. She can send a little note to her master here and save and send to master, all right? The master will approve, and then suddenly the next quest in the Arcanum is now available. Challenge number 2. Now I won't go over all the challenges because they're varied and all kinds of things, but this one gives me a good chance to introduce the Grand Library, which is one of the greatest resources of the Arcanum. So I'll go ahead and click here on the Grand Library so I can show you what that's about. And here we are inside our proprietary private Grand Library. And there are thousands of videos in here, everything from tutorials to one thing that I think is the most valuable resource in here, which is the critiques. Let's zoom in here and watch this one. This is Kyle Van Etten's Level 9 Critique. All right, with Brian Kwan. Awesome. So this actually gives me a nice opportunity to tell you something. This is Kyle Van Etten, one of our stars, one of our star masters, and he actually used to be an apprentice. He leveled up to level 20 and he wanted to become a master, and we have a system for that. So it's sort of a self-replicating system. So he became a master, and then he went into the waiting room and got 20 new apprentices, and it just kind of grows and grows like that. It's one of the greatest self-replicating features of the Arcanum. So every one of the critiques is available for everyone to watch inside the Arcanum, and we have over 1,000 critiques that are now live. Some people just sit there and watch critiques all day long. It's awesome. All right, enough about the Grand Library. You get lost in there for hours. It's amazing. Okay, and we'll end this story where we started with Isabella the Greenhorn, the fledgling apprentice, now working on her challenge 2. She's starting to make friends. She's seeing how the Arcanum works. She's warming up for her first critique, which she's a little nervous about. But that's okay, because what we do here at the Arcanum is we help people unlock their own creative awesome. So there you have it. Hey, don't listen to me. Listen to these guys and gals over there. They are living it. They are loving it. Why not come sign up? It takes less than 60 seconds, and maybe you'll be picked up by a master and join their cohort, and you'll be like, this is super awesome.